how's it going? Happy Thursday and welcome to Change Your Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Got a super show tonight. Tonight we're going to be talking about something that's near and dear to a lot of people out here. You may experience, you may not, but more than likely you have. It's called being broke on payday. Oh, it's like one of the most slavery hymns. You know, like it touch you. It touch you. Hey, you got some folks saying work here. They got a stimulus check.
Yeah.
Broke in like that.
You about to touch something. Yeah.
But
Might
nah,
touch me a little bit on that one.
hey, nah, it's all we all got members on this and stuff. So I really want to have a good discussion about this topic tonight because I do feel like, you know, in some way or another, a lot of people have been affected with this and everything. We joking about it and everything, but I think it's a very serious subject that I think we need to have a discussion on because you do have a lot of people that are going through different things, especially with, you know, with the pandemic and the COVID exposed a lot of stuff from individuals to businesses and, you know, communities and how everybody was adversely affected by it. So that's why I really want to have the conversation about this tonight and everything. You know, before we get started, I want to say what's up to my awesome producers, DJ Lab and Slick 316. Y'all doing all right?
Yeah, we good. How you? How you?
I'm fantastic, man.
Trying to get this mic working right. Okay, there we go. I'm good.
You good? You
Corona
good.
free?
I'm corona free. And also, hey, listen, I'm back on Instagram. You know, about a month and a half hiatus because we were streaming live on the Facebook and YouTube. But now we're back on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram and everything for the live streams and stuff. So I'm back, everybody.
Yeah.
But I'm about to lose my train of thought. I'm sorry. You know, you kind of rehashed my previous week. Like I said before, you know, we probably winded down. I don't know if we winded down out of the pandemic. I was talking to my wife this morning. She was talking about the second wave may come in the fall. I'm like, well, you know, like then it's supposed to be gone. I'm like, yeah, if it's a second one, probably be a third and fourth.
One, right?
You know, and everything. Yeah, we're gonna be walking around here like damn Star Wars soon. You know, try to get you a Chewbacca or something to walk with you and everything.
Protect you.
Yeah. We're gonna be on some Mad Max shit soon.
It's real
Keep
soon.
on
Real
and everything and stuff. But you know, they have done more reopenings and everything. People are told to practice social distancing. It sounds good and everything.
In theory, right?
Yeah, the brother got a little too close to me at the liquor store in the line. Like, hey man, you know, look, shit, man. You know, we gonna, yeah, 6. You know,
6 feet.
Yeah, I know I'm short, but shit, you know, come on. But everybody seems to kind of get in some. It's kind of hard because you know you hear people and then you see folks that went through stuff and everything like that. But I also know the psychological side of it as far as you know you need people out here making money, you need people out here you know getting back to work, and also just be honest with you. Stress just being cooped up all the damn time.
That's true.
You know, just getting out and doing things, and just have some kind of life again and everything. So, I guess it's wait and see.
Yeah.
Because one part of it, you see, okay, everything's opening back up, economy starting back, but then you get another set of piece of news, cases starting back to spike. What is spike? A case, 2 cases, 100 cases?
Right.
I don't know, and everything like that because the news is there to inform you, is also there to scare the hell out you too. So. I guess you have to be cautious about what you want to listen to that day or what you want to believe in, because you know.
Sometimes you have to just turn it off, man. Just step away from that shit. There'd be so much bad news. Sometimes you was like, I gotta step away from this for like 5-10 minutes.
Well, you know what I always thought about, even with the beginning of the pandemic, was it was all about who you want to listen to, because you can go to 3 different channels to get 3 different stories. Yeah. So I guess that's how that is, you know, still to this day and everything. And you try to. I try to gather as much information as I can and kind of maybe, you know, not what I want to hear. Just say, okay, this may seem too crazy, far-fetched, and kind of everything seem consistent, and maybe from there. But you know, I always look at everything as being somewhat of an informed story,
Right. Yeah.
until I can kind of get some kind of hard conclusion. But I don't know if that would be the case.
Yeah.
They had George Floyd's funeral this week, and I don't know what they had, a memorial in the funeral. There was a lot of stuff going on.
It was. I thought it was. Thought it was a memorial than a funeral, but it was a lot going on. He had that gold casket.
And that's fine.
That Floyd Mayweather by that gold casket.
The gold casket.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all right.
$80,000 funeral.
Man. No Reverend Al had to be there. both ceremonies. Yeah, it's a double check.
And sometimes, let me leave that alone. Let me go. Let's go on about the topic. But I'm gonna leave that where it's at.
Also, next thing I want to inform everybody, with the advent of the COVID and the CARES Act, the tax deadline was extended to July 15th. So with that said, we're a month away from the tax deadline. So I know some of you guys, have not filed or anything like that and stuff like that. And I know a lot of you have bum rush, so you can get your stimulus checks. I've already got it done. But there are a lot of you still haven't filed and everything. And if you have not, make sure you reach out to me in Majestic Business Services. I'll make sure I give some of the contact information for my business a little later in the show. But tax deadline is a month away, July 15th. So a lot of people may have forgotten about that. You have not done your taxes. Like I said, again, I'll get the contact information out a little later in the show. Lastly, I want to remind everybody we're still giving free business advice. And I'll be honest with you, I'm a little surprised. We went almost 2 weeks, nobody asked for nothing.
Really?
Yeah, I ain't asked nothing.
That's because everybody think they know everything, I guess.
Yeah, you know everything, and I don't know.
But then they gonna be wanting to know some business. You gonna be cut that off, and they gonna be like, well, can't you just tell me? Can't you just tell me?
I tell you when you pay the invoice.
I know, right?
Yeah. No. Well, I talk all day and night with that, but like I said again, if you go to the links are even at the bottom of all the videos, all the different posting and everything to book a free business, personal finance advice. I got 10-minute sessions going every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I think 7 to 8 in the morning, or 8 to 9 in the morning, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and also I think 7 to 8 in the evening. Those same particular days where you can book a free 10-minute session where you can just ask me pretty much a question. It's out there. There's my thing to give you guys free of charge while we're going through all this stuff. So, take advantage of it. I got over 20 years experience in the financial service industry and been an entrepreneur probably about the same amount of time in different businesses and stuff. Made a little money and lost a whole lot more. So I think I can kind of help you out if you got any, questions and stuff like, quick questions. Remember, quick with a Q. So, don't hesitate to reach out to me. Again, it's Change Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Tonight's show is Being Broke on Payday. Being broke on payday and everything. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, Changing Lives, where we talk about motivation, personal development, and all the kind of great stuff to help you guys move forward in life. Got I think about 200 videos on the YouTube channel, so make sure you go by there and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, make sure you go by the Facebook page as well. We share both the information on both platforms and everything, but make sure you go to both of them. One, you might see something, you might not see the other one, so make sure you do that. Also, check out Mr. Short Dollar. That's my other YouTube channel where we talk about personal finance, business, entrepreneurship, and real estate investing. Mr. Short Dollar, I think we're like about 900 subscribers on YouTube right now with Mr. Short Dollar and everything. Again, same thing. Go to the YouTube channel and the Facebook page. Have a lot of great information now. Like I said again, personal development, entrepreneurship, investing advice is there. So please take advantage of it. I'm giving this information out to you for free.
Right.
And everything. And anybody that knows me know I'm not free. So please, take advantage of it. And it's a platform there. So when we do the posting of the videos, feel free to leave comments. Some people leave comments and everything, and it's good. I don't ever take it. I'm not sensitive. So if it's something that you don't agree with what I say, cool, it's fine. But just be prepared to explain yourself and everything. But it's there. So, again, go to both of those platforms. Change the Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden, and also Mr. Short Dollar. And from that point, just, get ready to be informed with everything. Okay, now going into tonight's show, Being Broke on Payday. This took me back to probably 98 at Fort Hood, Texas. And I thought about just a personal story of myself where we talk about being broke on payday. And it was June, July 15th. Everybody on the military get paid on the 1st and the 15th. And it was payday. And I had paid my little car note, insurance, put a little gas in my car. Might have gave some money to my girlfriend. I ain't gonna say that like, but I was broke, and coincidentally, that night was like ladies' night at the club. So what's a young soldier to do? besides sit there and be in his room stressing. And shout out to my roommate and my brother Deonte Johnson. He up in Charlotte now. And I come in the room and tell you having a similar situation with his bank account. But my room dog, my brother, he said, "Hey, Poochie, don't worry about it, man. I know what we can do. Come on, hop in the car, Pooch." So me and Tay get in the car. We ride. We get downtown Killeen. I'm wondering where the hell we go. We pull up at the damn blood bank. Now, again, we really want to go to the club that night.
Right.
Bad. Ladies' night. Fort Hood, Texas. You know, them women, they got to get a soldier.
Hey,
you know, so.
And that uniform draw them in sometime, right? Draw them in all the time.
Well, you know, you don't wear a uniform to the club, but they know you there.
Okay.
You know, soldiers stick out because everybody clean shaven,
right.
looking in shape,
Okay.
you know, and everything.
Right.
So soldiers stick out.
Right.
But we went in there, and it's just, I think about this. When you go into a blood bank, man, I'm talking, well, we went in, I'm talking about, it was a variety of souls. Yeah, your prostitutes,
Right.
your junkies,
Right.
your homeless folks, and your military guys. And we sitting in there, you know, trying to get, donate some blood. So about 30 minutes later, and $25 in a pocket, we leave from the blood bank.
Oh, it was only $25.
Just $25.
Dang, okay.
Enough for entry and a drink.
Okay.
So, lady, you better catch me before I go to the bar. You might get your drink, or it might be mine. But that was just it, man. That was it, man. And I just remember, man, and I ain't finna sit here and act like I ain't really frequent the damn blood bank anymore after that, but I'm talking about as far as working and don't have shit to show for it. Man,
Right.
I ain't finna sit and say I zapped out of that quick. Anybody know me, I'm always been a tight person,
Right.
you know, when it comes to money and stuff like that. But number one, wasn't making any damn money in the Army. And then kind of what I want to kind of get the gist of this show, it wasn't a lot that I was blowing money. It was the output side of it.
Right.
You know, and everything. Like, did I need that car? Not that I need a car. Did I need that
Particular car.
signature series coupe Lincoln Continental wine red with
Right.
the half white leather top?
Right.
Yes, sir.
with the truths and
Air 21 with the Vogues. With the Vogues.
with the truths and
With
love.
the Vogues, man. I'm
Okay,
telling you, man. You know, I'm in Texas. Ain't that going ATA over there? Oh, yeah. Oh, I had a real horse and carriage.
Right.
You know, I'm a short man, so I got this big ass car.
car, right?
Make me feel better and everything. You know, hey, Lord, did I need that?
Did you need that one?
Yeah. I wouldn't have had that much fun in the Corolla. Shit, I can tell you that.
They giving it to me, so I must need
Yeah,
it.
Corolla only bring one girl home from the club. You know, I got the crew. You know, I got the crew. I got the whole crew. Yeah. Don't worry about the girls. Everybody hop on in. Couldn't do that shit in the Corolla or the Civic. Oh, hell no. Hell no. He's still in the parking lot. I got the whole crew.
Right.
Yeah, little short him. I hear him now. Just like that. Little short him. I've got all of them. Yeah. Let me get ready to my subject. But that was my walk down memory lane when I was just thinking about those times about, really, it wasn't that intentional. And I don't think I was like living frivolous or anything like that, but it was a clear example of what's going on, cuz. My cousin Robert tuning in. Appreciate you tuning in, cuz. Wasn't living like frivolous or anything like that, wasn't being undisciplined. I just was, the things that I had in life at that particular time, I wanted more than I needed.
Right.
And, you pay a cost for that. And that's why I think a lot of what's happened a lot now, because what I think the COVID-19 really exposed, Lab, was the people, you really found out a couple things. One, you found out who actually had money.
Right.
Because what it is, a lot of times you had people that you making a decent salary, and you feel because you're making decent money, I ain't broke.
Right.
But what happens is you might be making 50, but you got 48 coming out.
Right. Right.
And then you have some people making 150. They got 148 coming out. And I
Right.
think that's kind of what the COVID exposed, but also the COVID exposed who working, who don't. Because you
Right.
got them guys come in your damn office, sit there and BS all day, then you work from home like, damn, he did a damn thing and
Right,
everything. But a lot of stuff that wasn't true has come out.
To light, right.
Exactly. And I just want to have that dialogue and conversation with people now in regards to, hey, Nicole, what's going on? Appreciate you tuning in. I just want to have that conversation because you got so many people that before was in a comfort zone or a facade of a comfort zone because things were covered.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because what we talked about a couple of weeks ago in returns to the with the unemployment, you have some people that got the regular unemployment and the Fed on top of it, and then like they're working there with open arms.
Right.
Then you got some folks like, nah, there's still some BS.
Right.
I still need more.
Right.
And everything like that. And so I just want to have a conversation in regards to, you know, how that feeling to be. And sometimes, you know, you have some folks out here, and it's a lot of us, to be totally honest with you, that we're living and we functioning, but we nowhere near what we could be.
Exactly.
And like I said, it's not necessarily even for bad habits. It's just probably not best practices and everything. I don't like to use negative words. I like to use
Constructive
constructive. Yeah. Make you feel, you know, don't make you feel bad. Make just how you think about. Yeah, you got a good point.
Yeah.
But and that's really what the gist of tonight's show that I want to really talk about in regards to that and everything. Before we get started, kind of want to go down a couple of things. We start talking about, you know, income. Income is pretty much the actual money you receive from working or investments. And income, you know, can have different motivations. People want to take care of themselves, take care of their family. They may want to achieve certain things in life. Different reasons why you want to work. Some folks just want to work to be damn working.
Right.
The different that you might get paid from your job or whatever you do can be from experience, skill set, look. It varies. You know, you can't put a finger on, you know, what will be the absolute way, what varies. But, you know, and just that's what we look at in terms of income, just being able to bring money in. And then the opposite side of income, what we look at in terms of, well, before I get ahead of myself, we're doing that. We're talking about with income. The usually 3 reasons that people work, you know, outside of just the love of working. That being income, expenses, and debt. Again, those 3 reasons being income, expenses, and debt. And those 3 reasons that people usually are working out here. And I get that first reason, income, you know, actually receiving a wage or money for extra stuff that you've done for somebody or through investments. And the second one being expenses, being able to cover those expenses. Those are pretty much the cost to do certain things or have certain things out here. Might just be your regular, you know, utilities, your clothes, your food, and everything like that. But, you know, that's where we kind of start getting into this output side of it, where income coming in, the debt and the expenses is going out. Somewhat on the debt, but we'll get it there when we talk about it. And we start going into the expense side. That's when you look at two sides of that: what's needed, what's wanted.
Right.
And maybe a little bit in between, you know. But I think that's where we get in a little trouble at when we start looking at what's needed and what's wanted. Also, from a knowledge standpoint, sometimes people do certain things they don't know. What I mean by that, you may have a certain cable channel or service that you got. You have a conversation. Oh man, that's half off or whatever, and they do it. You can be doing things a certain way for a long time, and once you start acquiring knowledge, you may go about it a different way.
Right.
You know, and everything. So that's why I say sometimes it's not intentional. Or then, you know, sometimes people gotta have the Gucci purse. I feel.
That's a need.
Yeah. I ain't knocking it. You know.
That's a need.
Well, the thing of it is, I'm all about, you know, getting what you want in life.
Right.
But we still going on the math.
Right.
You know, 1 + 1 = 2. You know, 1 - 1 = 0.
Right.
And we got to sit here and just say what part of the equation do we want to be on. That's not my place to tell anybody you need to be financially independent. You should want this, that, and that. Everybody ain't studying that shit, and I get it. I get it. I totally understand that. I totally understand. Everybody does not want to be wealthy. Everybody does not, and I get it. And that does not make it right. The thing of it is that I learned this in the Army years ago. Life is all about decisions.
Right.
And you have to be able to live with the decisions you make, whatever the outcome comes out of it. I don't necessarily know if it's a good or bad. It is what it is, and everything. And I just think that a lot of times people don't want to own the bad or the decisions that they've made in the past.
Right.
And everything like that.
But let me clarify something. Her Gucci purse buying she already saved the money for it. Don't come out the bills. It come out residuals.
I mean,
let me clarify that. You get what I'm saying? Don't come out the expenses.
We ain't finna have too many disclaimers in this show. But again, here's the deal. I'm gonna go back to this. I like drinking. I like smoking my cigars. I like dressing nice.
Right.
I ain't finna go, you know what I'm saying? I ain't buying no clothes out of Walmart. I ain't buying no cigar at the gas station.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? I like good liquor.
All right.
I don't want that I got to feel tomorrow,
right.
Like that.
That's one of them things that they say, is that a need or a want? You get what I'm saying?
And I call it a necessity.
Yeah.
So again, I never try to get in a conversation where telling people what they need to be doing, how they need to be living and stuff like that. My job I feel like as a financial expert and a financial advisor is to enlighten you on the options.
Right.
And what the outcomes of your decisions.
Right.
And then you make that decision. Because, it's easy for somebody to sit here and try to sell your dream about you can be a millionaire, you can be financially free. But they ain't setting you on that damn journey to getting there.
What's the point?
Yeah, because it ain't meant for everybody.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to be straight up with you like that. I choose to work real hard. I'm not a ramen noodles type of guy.
Right.
So to sit here and say we're going to do this and live this way, not booch. Oh, hell no.
Nah.
And like I said, it's a lot of stuff I'm tight with, but I don't think I ever compromise living.
Well, let me ask you a question. Do you believe in that when you work so hard, you should reward yourself with sometimes? Like you like your cigars, but maybe something for yourself.
I believe you should always, reward yourself if you feel like you need to be rewarded. The thing that comes out of it is, do you want, just sit on the throne, get a crown, or do you want a big ass pot of gold? You want, So
right.
It's just that I think that's where we kind of get into that gray.
Reward,
right? In kindergarten, sometimes they used to give you like the red or gold sticker star.
Right.
Or then now kids, they want $1.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just, that's where I think the gray area and everything like that. When that rewards puts you in some kind of peril, I think that's where we kind of hurt ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because, the day off or just something that's not going to really affect it. But I do feel like you should, kind of give yourself a break and for mental sake of doing it. But that's where you get in that gray area.
Okay.
What's this and what's that? Because I hear a lot of times people, that they'll say, hey, take money, make money. You're going to do this, enjoy your money and all that kind of shit. Yeah, do all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, if you ain't necessarily in that position,
right.
It sounds good. You might have heard that in that damn book. But you ain't always going to be in that position.
Right.
And everything. So I truly believe in everything's on a case-by-case basis and doing it. And I do think that the reward is just relative. That's a good question. Because I do think that far too often people reward themselves, but then they be hating the reward they gave themselves
right.
afterwards and everything. We got to kind of be careful with that.
Right.
And the third thing when we talk about people work for is debt. And debt usually be attached to some kind of asset. I had this discussion with a family member because they had blew through some money, and they were talking about, yeah, man, I had a lot of debt to pay off. I'm like, you don't have debt. You had shit you owed.
Right.
Debt is attached to an asset, a house, a car, business, land. That's what debt is attached to. You borrow some money or you got some, whatever. That's not debt.
Well, explain it to me, the difference between it, because people will clump debt into expenses and it all be one thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess like if you have a mortgage and that's an asset, people call it an expense too. So what's the difference between a debt and an expense?
Good question. The expense is used.
Okay.
The expense is used. The debt is attached to an asset.
Okay.
You know, sometimes people can just say a person you owe is a debtor. There's a debt you have, but in essence, since we looking in finance, just in case you guys didn't know, I got a BBA in finance from the great Georgia State University.
Classic.
Yeah. Shit, what do you graduate? I can't. But once upon a time, I got that. But again, we attach debt to an asset, and that being something tangible that you can touch, be it land, house, car, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, expenses are things that are used.
Okay.
That be in food, bills, utilities, things that are used. And if you want to get technical, you have expenditures, which is like one-time purchases or acquisitions. Maybe be an asset or something like that. But that may be like an equipment or something like that. But that's more. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Those are called expenditures and stuff like that. These are accounting terms. But typically, those expenses are things that are used. But the debt is attached to some kind of asset and everything. Now, with that said, you got to sit there and say to yourself, just like the expenses, what's needed, what ain't needed. Mm-hmm. Do I need a 10-bedroom? Do I need a Lambo? That's the kind of thing with that. Sometimes people, start to, I see a lot of the big old grills out here. They're gonna go on and start barbecuing at the gas station.
Right.
And they forget about all of the costs that go along, because the bigger the asset, the what we call the cost to carry gets a little higher and everything. That was the thing for me when I went from my first house to my second house, and went from 2 AC units and the 2 furnaces and stuff, and my damn bills, all my bills tripled.
Right.
And something that simple I didn't even think about.
Right.
Like, shit, I'm going to put my kids to work. This motherfucker.
Who need air upstairs?
Yeah.
Bring all y'all asses downstairs.
Hey, I've been a couple friends in my house. They on that same theory. The hell is so dark in here for? Candles and shit in the summer. Let me stop that story, folks. I realize what I'm talking about.
Right.
Like, what the hell going on?
Right.
Fans plugged up in the what's name. Hey, I'm talking about it's August, ain't no AC running. And so heat wave out here, fans and no lights.
Nah, we ain't going through that shit. Let me tell you something. It's one thing I'm gonna do. I go to work. I work my ass off. Be out there in the heat work. But when I come to the house, the air conditioner got to be on. I ain't finna sweat in the house too. Come on, give me a break. We did it 1 year, just to see if we could do it, because we was like, damn, this, the light bill was like $500 a month. But
you experimented.
We got 2 ACs, 2 front, and everything's total electric in here. So we experimented. That next year, she was like, "We doing?" I was like, "Nope, it is March. AC is coming on."
I tried that bright idea with one winter.
Yeah.
10 years ago, just burn wood at a fireplace.
Oh, sweet.
Outside that damn room,
It was crazy.
like you're a damn Eskimo. That didn't last too long. Everything and stuff. Where my kids were sitting there going and everything. Oh man.
Brought the family closer though, right?
Yeah. And that what got everybody getting heaters after that. Shit, too close. But those 3 things, being the main reason why people work, being the income, the expenses, and having those debts and stuff. And with that said, that kind of navigates the whole thought process in terms of why people work and why people have certain things. And then we go into the psychological aspect, of income, where we look at 2 things from, what we're talking, because we're talking about being broke on payday. Mm-hmm. And what leads to a lot of that, and those 2 things, were based off 2 things. The thing is perception. Mm-hmm. And perception can come internally and externally.
Yeah.
And, a lot of times, you hear people say all the time, I don't care what nobody say about me, I did this, that, and that, and that, but you really do. But even if you don't care what people say, the main person that you worry about is yourself.
It's yourself.
Exactly. So a lot of times, you get your car or whatever certain thing, you feel good getting out of it. I ain't got one compliment in the world. I ain't had nobody look at your car, say that to you, but you feel good.
Right.
And it ain't got to be like whatever. It's just you having your stuff. Make you feel. You got your house. You have a sense of security. It do a lot for you. And everything like that. Sometimes, I won't say again it's a negative thing. Sometimes folk feel like, okay, I own this and they ain't got this and everything. That's how they vantage point on certain things. But internally, like I said, just you working, you acquiring these certain things, you kind of like, I got this, I make this money. You feel secure because you worked all these years and now you got this income coming in. You don't feel like nothing bad can happen, regardless of what the hell you putting out on the other side of it.
Right.
But you feel like, okay, when I get paid, I can cover my bills.
Right.
Now, you cover your bills and you barely can put some gas in that month. You still don't care. You just stay at home that week, whatever. But people just, like I said, just from a psychological standpoint, internally you feel, all these different feelings and stuff with doing that and everything. The other side of it being external, where, you got other people looking at you, for different reasons. Maybe envy, maybe jealousy, could be pride, family feeling good about you. You got your haters saying certain things.
Let me ask you on that psychological standpoint, perception and all that. Do you think that is one of the reasons a lot of people buy things that's way out their budget because of their perception, the psychological presentation of who they are as a person, external, maybe internal too, but external. You go outside of your expenditures and your expenses and your debt, knowing your income can't cover all that, but you're gonna do it anyway because of your psychological, the psychological thing of external perception.
Well, let me get this disclaimer before I open my mouth on this. But just because I don't do things a certain way, I'm not saying the way I do it is right. I don't do any kind of, anybody that knows me, I don't do any kind of social media posting outside of probably my business or accomplishments from my family.
Right.
That's all I post on social media.
Right.
I don't put my money, cars, houses, and everything. So, and that don't even mean I got plural. I'm just saying I just don't put nothing like that on there. Does that make it, that's the best way to be? No, that's just what I choose to do.
Right. Now,
with that said, let me give you my opinion on all that. I think it's all that. I think people feel good when they've accomplished something and they've got it, because a lot of times people be down for a minute and they go get something. When you go into the dealership and you know what you can afford. Hell, let's say you can afford. You don't even know what you can get approved.
Approved for, exactly. Right.
Approved for. Because you got folks making all kind of money. They can't get a damn car because they can't get approved.
Right.
But you know that. But then when the option comes, you can get the car that you weren't even thinking about, the Benz, the big boy Benz, not the starter Benz.
Right.
And you're like, damn, this is actually possible. You mean you can work my notes where I can, pay for the next 10 years to have this car? Let's go at it.
Right.
And you got a bad deal. I'm about to say dumb, but you got this bad deal, but because you were able to get it. And then, you post it and you feel good, you feel accomplished and everything. But you got the logical person on your shoulder telling you, man, nah, look, dog, we don't need that.
Right.
And then you got other guys, damn, be quiet and listen to everything. So I think all people go through it, and sometimes we want to feel good, feel certain things.
And I agree with that. I agree.
Now, on the other side of it, too, some folks want to rub it in people's face. I got this. I see people have pictures of money laid all over the bed and all that kind of stuff. That's what you choose to do.
Right.
And everything. And I got money, we got money, we do this, that, and that, and all that kind of stuff. It make you feel good, cool.
Right.
On the flip side, I see people out on their yacht. Or the yacht they rented.
Right.
Or
Well, they free.
Yeah. Making moves.
Right.
Okay, cool. Cool. And it's cool, and everybody do certain things. And I'm not the one to police that up to say, don't be flexing, don't enjoy yourself. Life is so short.
Right.
So I always push people to enjoy life. But I do, to answer your question, I think psychologically, people do certain things to make themselves feel better, be it from them feeling better about things they've accomplished, even if they're able to buy rent it, stand by it, whatever, or be around somebody that got it, to make them feel better, or sometimes to just make other people be like, "Whoa, what he doing?"
Right.
And everything like that. He going to different places with different people and stuff. So that's a whole nother show to kind of get in those triggers. What do you need to make you feel good and all that kind of stuff like that. That's probably a whole nother show. But answer your question, yeah, I do think people do that. To get that fulfillment. And I personally don't think that's the best practice to get things or acquire things to help you be a better you, because we all know things come and go. Things tear up, things get old, styles change or whatever, and you're going to still be there. And I don't think that's the best way, and I think that's what it actually is. What does cause a lot of problem with people. People get themselves in situations where they doing more of this and doing less of this coming in and everything. And that probably brings out the gist of what goes on with this show. I mean, we're talking about the show in terms of, being broke on payday, because you got so many people that are focused on what they have or what they, trying to get, and not even looking at the other side is what it costing them to get it. And everything. Again, it's the Change Your Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, Change Your Lives, hosted by Deonte Burden. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the Facebook page. Same thing with Mr. Short Dollar, with both and everything. Man, while I'm on this too, I think Mr. Short Dollar, we're up to 800 subscribers.
988.
Look at that, 988.
I just looked at it today.
Man.
988.
And you know what I did, man? I said to myself, June, I've been trying to put out a video every day.
Right.
If it's something shorter, because that was my challenge. Let me try to push out something every day. I don't think I put out one for Short Dollar today, but I've been consistent with putting stuff out and everything. And I might do one later on this evening. I know I'm definitely do one tomorrow. But I've really been trying to grind, man, grow it up and everything and stuff. So I do want to tell everybody I appreciate all the support that everybody's giving me and stuff, because it's been challenging, it's been hard, but it's definitely been fun. It's definitely been fun. Like I said, you got a person like me don't know how to shut the hell up, and you give me a mic. Oh, shit. It's on. But please continue to support. Please continue to share the information. Like I said before, I'm not a sensitive person, so if you got a difference of opinions of what I said, you think I'm totally wrong, just chime in. But like I said, be prepared to explain yourself, because that's why a lot of time people comment. I'm not going to argue with you. I ain't finna delete you or block you.
Right.
But you got to tell me why.
Exactly.
You got to tell me why.
Construction conversation.
Hell yeah, because I don't want to hear how I feel. You feel. You think. Come on, man.
I feel you made a mistake.
Phillips don't pay no. Phillips don't pay no bills. Phillips don't make no money.
Right.
That's how you get broke on payday. Shit, you feel, you thought. Hell no. Emotional and rational thinkers. That's what we'll go from that. But back we were talking about the next part about it is what I think now comes to the pitfalls. What happened? People started ignore their finances.
Let me ask you one question about being broke on payday. Just one quick question.
Sure.
Do you think there's a lot more people who are generally broke on payday than not, or do you think it's an equal amount? Just in your own observation, just in your own opinion. Let's just put it that way.
Well, I think the vast majority of the country is probably living paycheck to paycheck.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's the vast majority of the damn country. I think that psychologically, people feel more comfortable the more shit they got.
Okay.
I'm probably use the S word. I'm trying to be more advertiser friendly.
Oh, okay.
But it's more comfortable thing, that they have.
They say them kind of words on TV now, so.
Yeah. YouTube been cracking down, man. I done got a couple of yellow flags lately, man.
Really?
Yeah. But they lift them once I ask for a review because of some of the words. But to answer your question, I think the vast majority of people are like that. I don't think the vast majority of people are actually stressing. But I think the COVID-19 made a lot of folks stress. It opened a lot of stuff up, because typically in a booming economy, everybody's cool. Because again, you working, you getting your money, you paying your bills. But what's happening is, kind of you're looking at it, knowing your finances, and what we spoke on earlier. When you actually making 50 grand, your living expenses 45.
Exactly.
And triple it up, you making 150,000. Your living expenses 145,000.
Right.
And so it's not that, you actually escalating and you actually going back and not using it. Once you start progressing, you getting the other, expenses or debt to, go along with that. All of a sudden, that camera don't ride the same. Walmart sheets don't feel the same.
Right?
We gotta get some stuff out of India. Like, no, this is from Budapest and all that kind of stuff. No, handmade. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Even the weave you buy,
right?
Different. You know what I'm saying? You don't go on there, the Kim's beauty shop to get them. You order the stuff
from India.
Straight camel hair. This is camel. Camel? Yeah,
you can't get this.
Yeah. No, hell no. No, and you see him flicking, this is camel. Camel ain't got no damn hair.
Exactly. That's why it's so rare.
But you get them expensive toys to go along with all that,
Right.
But people gotta lose sight of it, Money makes, more opportunities, making sure we get more acquisitions and stuff like that. So that's, that's part of it. But like I said again, we all get I think we all, been guilty of that in terms of, we get comfortable and we want to do other things in life. Now you take more trips and now you can do more stuff for your family and stuff like that. So like I said, I never want to get into the good and bad and everything like that. I just think that people have to be realistic about where they are and what they're trying to do. And I don't think too many people want to look at that, because what I do want to say is that a lot of people have wealth confused with income. Okay. And that's one of the biggest things that a lot of times, because wealth is the money or the things you have outside of after expenses and everything is paid. Like, that's your stuff street, free and clear. Your equity in your home, cash you got in the bank, you ain't owing nobody after everybody's paid. When you actually go through your little personal balance sheet, you write down how much money you got in the bank, how many houses you own, then the other side, how much you owe people, how many bills you got, and what's left over, that's your wealth.
Right.
A lot more people be on the negative side of that, but that's where a lot of people get, because I have this, 10,000 square foot house, but I'm staying in the bread. Like, okay, like, I'm not wealthy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I feel I got all the things that I feel like a wealthy person should have.
Right.
And because they're making a certain amount of money coming in, they're just sustaining and maintaining. And I think that's what, again, the COVID exposed a lot of folk, because, again, you weren't able to work.
Right. And
now you sit there and say, okay, the stuff that I own, can it make money for me? And if that ain't doing nothing, how big is that little comic book collection you got? You know what I'm saying? And everything. Right. So that's the thing I think what people have to, get clear, because that's got a lot of folks twisted. Because it had it really opened a lot of eyes, especially with the COVID and everything. And I think a lot of people have really never put too much focus on that, because when you're doing good, you cool. Right. And a lot of times, people forget when they go through something. Everybody done been through something in life, but when you have good times and stuff like that, it kind of makes you forget. And that's what I think good times do. Great when you got money coming in, everything's cool. It masks danger. That's the thing, because you don't really sit here and look at it like, man, we'll pay for it later. We'll get that. We got that. Because you know what? I get paid again. Right. I can take care of it. Now, if that option you getting paid get taken away, oh, Lord, what we going to do? We GoFundMe and like that. We got Kickstarters, GoFundMe. We kickstarting our rent.
I know.
Shit.
Right.
And folk be putting, you see folk with GoFundMes to keep their house, and you be saying the same stuff. Shit, fuck, I barely got mine too. Shit.
We all
Yeah, we in the same boat. You just asking for I did. Shit. You know, and a lot of times, people don't want to pay attention to the warning signs, what's about what's coming, and they kind of move a lot slower than they should. And it's kind of like, you look at it in terms of how every year you're supposed to go get your physical, go to the doctor, get everything checked out,
Right.
get your blood work and everything like that. You should do the same damn thing with your purse.
Right.
And because we don't necessarily have the warning signs like the high blood pressure or feeling pains here and there, and everything, because that's on you if you really, now if you go and swipe, son, sir, it didn't go through. Try it again. Sir, still didn't go. And you might go pull another one out or move it in the middle of the time. Yeah, so cool, whatever. And you still might not even check what the hell in your account. You just take care of it. People just turn a blind eye to it. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing with our health. And we don't really start addressing to what shit get out of hand. Now we got to get on top of it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We do the same thing with our finances. Same thing we do with our cars.
Yeah.
And everything. Until something happens, we just cross that bridge when we get there. Yeah. And people just don't want to deal with it.
Well, my grandmother said, don't be bringing up unexpected expenses or whatever she used to say. Don't be bringing up unexpected expenses. So, like, it was something that needed to be done. Like, you say, well, Grandma, go get your oil changed. My oil don't need to be changed right now. The light ain't on or nothing. Don't be bringing up unexpected expenses. So that's the kind of how you think. Like, you don't want to think about it because it's an unexpected expense to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But, like I said, you asked them, man. I think the vast majority of people one check away.
Yeah.
And because people have a nice check that comes in, they just think, nah, they ain't going to be me. Mm-hmm. And they be forgetting how much shit getting automatically drafted, how much they got to be paying out and stuff like that. You be like, whoa, shit, I just got a damn $8,000 check in. I ain't got them damn $200 or $300 in my bank account. Right. I ain't getting paid about 2 more weeks. What the hell going on? Right. You can't even figure out that damn raise.
Right.
And I think that's the vast majority of people out here. I think that's the vast majority. And now we done kind of brought up when we're talking about income, gave a little background, income, expenses, and debt. Kind of look at, those warning signs when things start coming out. And, why probably people do certain things with that, being it be psychological, maybe it be, be internal or external reason why people do it. But now, I'm going to give you my solutions. Okay, before we get into solutions, remember this is Changing Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go to the Facebook page as well, Changing Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. And right now, I want to go over these solutions on how to do that. I say it all the time, and I know it gets boring and nothing exciting about this, but you got a budget and plan. It's the only really way to stay on top of it. It's the only really one way to stay on top of it. You know what's funny? Just to kind of think about 2 or 3 weeks ago, because I try to use all different kind of platforms, my Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. But anyway, I put a video on TikTok of Mr. Short Dollar while, I try to get my daily dollars every Tuesday, get a little quick financial tip, 15, 30 seconds or whatever. And I put in to always use your check register for your checkbook. And a young man tuned in, and he said, we commented, and he said, that doesn't make sense. He said, that's good for you older people, but us millennials, we're going to use not Quicken. What's the other one?
QuickBooks?
Not QuickBooks, the personal one, the Mint.
Mint.
Yeah,
I have Mint.
He said, we're going to use Mint. I was like, and I had to respond back, I'm an accountant. What if you're, and this is what all accountants know, when we reconcile accounts at the end of the month, we look at what the bank has, and we have what we have. Mm-hmm. The bank is wrong sometimes. Now, you forgot to put some stuff in there that the bank got.
Right.
You got some stuff in yours, bank done transpose number, because I want people to understand the bank got people working too. Mm-hmm. And people make mistakes.
Mm-hmm. They look away, eat a sandwich, drink some juice, drink some Coke.
Absolutely. You bought something for $2,300. They say you paid $23,000. I seen the shit plenty of times. So I say this to say you have to make sure you stand on top of your stuff. Mm-hmm. One of the most dangerous things in the world if you go off what the bank has in your account.
Mm-hmm.
Never, you speaking to an accountant now. You didn't know in the hell you do that. And the other thing I like, son, what if the bank is wrong? And it happens. And again, we go back to that budgeting and planning. It's boring. It's tedious. It's not exciting. Yeah, but
I know somebody who goes to their check registry religiously, and it takes about 52 hours, but they do it.
well, we had this conversation last week.
Yeah,
but that's me. And I go through all of them, dedicated days out the month. Got to go do it and stuff like that and everything. And I don't expect folks to be like me, all on top of it and stuff like that. But I do want folks to actually, take ownership of your stuff. And that's really on the way you can kind of get ahead. And you have to sit here and budgeting and planning is the only way for you to get on top of things and you actually be able to see your current state and also be able to plan for your future. Mm-hmm. Only way. You got to start there. Because, again, if you start bringing in more money, that's not going to equal, your budget being right. Because a lot of times we get in more money, we're putting out get more stuff.
right.
So we need to find out what the hell we doing, make our assessments, the needs and wants, whatever, stuff ain't needed, whatever, and everything. Or we might need to increase the money coming in. But we have to get on top of it and see what's in there first.
Right.
Again, we talking about no longer being broke on payday, no longer living check to check and everything. I'm not pushing just the financial independence and financial freedom because that's a whole nother set of planning. We talking about just basic damn survival and everything where you ain't got to sit here and just be so stuck. And this is me speaking. This is Deonte Burden speaking. It don't make no damn sense to me for you to be sitting here saving in these damn emergency funds at a 1% rate, but you paying damn 20% on damn 2 or 3 credit cards.
Right.
What the hell's wrong with shit?
Pay the credit cards off, damn it.
Why are you saving at 1%, but paying shit off at 20%?
Right.
But it make you feel more secure because you got money in the bank, but you paying 3 or 4 times of what you saving in bills.
Right.
But you feel like I got man, crazy as hell. Crazy as hell.
Right.
I can't see it.
Right.
I can't see it, but because you can tangibly see I got savings, you can't save the way you need to save until you get rid of that.
Right. To that
Take care of that first.
Expenses, because it's not an asset, it's a credit card.
Yeah, because you losing it anyway.
Right.
You losing it anyway. And no, hell no. We can't get around that and everything. And I think the key to that is, like I said again, getting that budget and do some planning. And the word financial independence is not what I strive. I push financially comfortable. Just okay, cool. I ain't stressing about this and everything like that. You sitting here on all this money. Like I said, that's a you call thing. Right. Everybody don't want that. Right. Everybody don't want that. Everybody's not big on, whatever. Some people are cool with dying and not leave nobody shit, but they don't want to leave that over their head. Right. So again, I think financially comfortable, where you feel like, okay, cool, I'm living, I ain't bothering nobody, I ain't gotta ask nobody, I'm good to go. And I think that's why I try to push for people to be able to do that, because I'm not one of them person as a finance guy. I will never be pushing, don't have debt, don't do that. I understand the power of leverage. I understand that if I have $200,000 or $300,000 in available credit, and I got $100,000 in the bank, I got $400,000, and I can work a portion of that because once I spend my cash is gone. But I can use their money. I can use $200,000 for them and pay $1,000 a month on that while I'm reaping rewards or something. And that's how I look at stuff as a finance person. But I ain't, just don't owe anybody, don't do this, that, and that. That's not my thought process. And I'm not saying my way is right, but I definitely can explain the justification of my ways in certain instances, as opposed to like, no, you don't want to owe nobody nothing. Okay.
But how logical is that, though? I mean, like, I know it can be done. I mean, it can be done if you try really hard. You can do it, but
when you say logical, what you mean by that?
To not have any debt, to have any expenses, or well, I guess you're gonna have expenses, daily expenses, but just to not owe anybody?
Well,
To you, how logical is it, just on your opinion?
well, the thing of it is a good question. It's not the issue of not owing anybody. The issue is not sitting there, not working. Is not working to continuously owe somebody.
Okay.
So if you credit cards are meant to be able to have you extend credit because you might not have it at that particular time.
Mm-hmm.
Don't borrow shit you know you can't pay back.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're gonna turn around and put in max a credit card out, and you're never able in a position to pay that card off, you kind of put yourself in a hole.
Mm-hmm.
So realistically, I don't think it's a thing of you don't owe anybody. I think it's more of make sure you're not in a position where you're constantly owing someone. You're borrowing for a reason, right? It's just like you're paying back for a reason too, to get this person back the money they let you borrow, and also get off them on that hole. And if you have to use it again, you can use it. But to be constantly mounting up and mounting up and mounting up because you didn't want to spend that money and you feel more comfortable you got in your pocket, that's different. Now, I understand totally. Stuff happens. You get sick. You lose a job. You want to make some expansions. You do it. You can't come out of it. I get it. But when we start talking about, we're talking about broke on payday. So you actually have what? Money coming in, a payday coming in. Don't get undisciplined about everything and kind of forget, like, I'm going to keep using this card and I don't want to spend my money. Mm-hmm. And now you're in this situation with that. I think everything has a place in terms of what you need debt for, what you need savings for, and stuff like that. Because that's a whole nother, show again, like in terms of trying to get savings together and everything. But I think that if you spend your money with a purpose and think out and plan, like we're talking about the budgeting and planning, I think you'll be a lot better off than shooting from the hip trying to figure stuff out with that, Because I think the biggest thing is get yourself in a position where you see your money, not you stressing about your money. You go to work, you get paid, you want to say, okay, cool, I got this and I can do certain things, make expansions to your house, do things for your kids, short and long term, for yourself and everything. You don't want to be in a situation where you're just working to pay somebody off.
Right.
And too many people in that situation. And when I say pay somebody off, I'm talking about you constantly paying, creditors and everything, or debtors and everything for doing that. And that's too many people are caught into that. Again, you start looking at, okay, it's a reason for this. I want to expand my backyard, putting a little gazebo and everything, I'm doing these kind of things to the crib. You see that.
Right.
You appreciate that.
And then that's actually adds to the value of your assets sometimes.
Absolutely.
So those are a little bit different.
Yeah, absolutely. But you're going to get tired. You still paying on that damn rooms to go bill. And hell, y'all sitting on that sofa. Y'all got 2 years ago. Now your ass sitting on the floor. You all this, that, and that. And
it don't look clean no more. Baby, just spill juice all on.
There's a reason they give you, 5 years interest free.
Right.
By that 5th year, man, you back on the floor. They all hear that thing and everything. So, and I say this to say that that's the kind of stuff we got to kind of be looking at and with that. You ain't got to sell yourself short with life. But you really, I think people need to really kind of be realistic about, do I really need this or not, and everything, and I think that's what kind of got a lot of people in a lot of funk, budgeting and planning. And listen, guys, here's the deal. I have, I think, 2 shows videos in regards to goal setting, budgeting and planning. Go into the archives of Changing Lives. I give an in-depth breakdown on how to set goals, how to plan everything out, from the daily, weekly, and monthly basis on how to set that stuff up. So make sure when you go to the YouTube channel that you go to the database about the goal setting videos. And like I said, I give a whole breakdown on how to do that. And if you really need further explanation, just book an appointment. And I can sit down and help you be able to kind of dig through and shift through that kind of stuff. Because, again, financial comfort, I think that's the biggest thing. Because we work hard, we want to enjoy life, we want to enjoy our families. We want to make sure that, we can look back, have them kind of, and you don't want to be stressing about it. Because like I said, I don't see nothing wrong if you 60, 70 years old, you want to buy some more stuff. I don't see nothing wrong with that. I do see something wrong. You 6, 7 years old, you worry about how the hell you going to pay, the Best Buy bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do see something wrong with that.
Yeah, okay.
I do see something wrong with that. With everything with that, because, again, that's not beneficial to you.
Right.
and everything. And I think that the sooner people can kind of get to that way of thinking, you won't be stressed so much, about hey, what's going on? Because payday should be an enjoyable day. You're being rewarded for the hard labor that you did and everything. You shouldn't be working for payday to make me happy.
You're creditor.
Oh man, how many times you been in that break room, man? Everybody, so you got cats in there dancing, yeah, for the party. Got that one cat sitting at that table like, shit. Yeah, exactly. And then you got that other cat in the other corner. Hell, he over there asleep because he got 4 jobs. Everything knocking him out.
Right.
And you just got to figure out where you want to be in the pyramid. Do you want to be the guy sleeping, the guy stressing, or the guy dancing? Yes. There you go. And that's all you got to do. Hey, listen, I had a great show tonight. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. It's been Changing Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. What tonight we talked about being broke on payday. I hope we gave some great information to you. And if you want good information just like that, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like I said, about 200 videos, a lot of good information just like this. Go through the database. And like I said, again, make sure you go check out the previous show we did about goal setting, where I gave a whole breakdown. They will help you out, initially, with your budgeting and planning. And also, is there what if you can't get a good explanation with that, book an appointment. All links and everything are on the videos in terms of, as far as the videos, my personal company, Majestic Business Services, where we're a business service firm, a one-stop shop for small business, where we do bookkeeping, tax prep, and payroll. All the links for the social media, the businesses, even the free booking appointments are on there. Also, I forgot to mention earlier, make sure you submit your email address to the on the link. The link is there. Also, want to build an email address so we can keep you guys abreast of all the current information on the stuff that we're doing out there, as far as different shows, events, or different things that we got going on. Just kind of keep you abreast of everything. So make sure you submit your information on the towards the email list. Again, this is Changing Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. That's our show for tonight. I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Thank you guys for all the support. Love you guys, and I'll see you then.